All right, we're back here at Star News. Charles Work here live with Senator Bill Stanley. Thanks for giving us your time today. Let me ask you, this is an issue that's very important to the Martin Luther King County area, and that's the new college and the funding and its future. Now, one of the things that we've been told is that the Harvest Foundation is going to say no to future funding. Am I right on that? Bill, can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
I can. One of the things we're talking about today is the college and the future. And it looks like the $26 million funding from the Harvest Foundation is in question. Am I right on that?
Well, from what we understand right now, the Harvest gave notice to Dr. Blevins that they were pulling the challenge grant, which was the original grant given back in 2006, some 10 years ago. $50 million. It's, of course, been used. Part of that has been used, but that they were rescinding it because for the reasons that New College had not become either a freestanding four-year institution or we had not affiliated ourselves as a branch campus with another public university of the Commonwealth of Virginia. So we got that notice a couple days ago. In fact, we'd heard that they had given a statement to the press before they'd even talked to us. So that's how we found out about it.
Right. Now, I did have a chance to talk with Allison Rothrock of the Harvest Foundation today, and she pretty much said what you said there, is that they said in 2006 that they intended it to become a four-year university and that was their main mission statement, and they felt like that. And she told me that they're not saying no to giving y'all the $26 million, but they want to be involved and to hear more about the future of the college. She also showed me where enrollment had fallen a lot, and she showed me some numbers that they're very concerned about. And they feel like that their major goal there, the major mission, was to be able to get folks around here that wanted to get a four-year degree, so they could do it without having to travel a mile, hour or two to do it. And that was their main goal, and they don't feel like that's been achieved yet.
Well, I think, number one, the challenge grant didn't have a deadline on it. Certainly, I don't think we contemplated, I've only been on the board for 4 years.
Right.
Have just been elected chairman this month. I don't think anyone contemplated that the $50 million or the challenge grant had a limitation on it. There certainly was no deadline that this had to be accomplished. We've just built that building. It's not even 2 years old. The shine hasn't even come off that building yet, and, we're moving in a direction now that right now, since I've acquired the chairmanship, that is going to be with speed, deliberation, and alacrity. And we have always had a mindset to do that which is the best for the community and the citizens. And so, think about it this way, Charles. In 2006, you couldn't get a college education in your bedroom wearing your jammies. Well, now we have an online 4-degree program, so we're competing with that.
Right.
So really the model that they were contemplating even back in 2006 is not, I think, a reasonable model in order to provide the best education at the lowest cost possible to our people in Southside and Southwest Virginia. So we've got to refocus ourselves. And what we've, and I will agree, for the last 2 years, New College has been stagnant. We have asked in the General Assembly for action to be taken, and no action has been taken. And that's why we felt it necessary, and that's why I felt it necessary to become chairman and not run for Attorney General as I planned to do. I was going to announce that last week for one reason, that I think we can be the most unique college in the Commonwealth of Virginia that offers something that no one else does. But we've got to be forward-thinking, innovative, and we've got to be just the cornerstone for not just an education, but the economic revitalization of our area.
All right. Now, she says that they're not saying that they're going to refuse the funding, but they want to hear the future and want everybody meeting quickly.
Well, we've been asking for that since I became chairman, so it's good to hear that that is now their position.
She says that she would like to do it in January. Is that something you can agree to?
I'd do it tomorrow, Charles. I've reached out and talked to some Harvest members of the Harvest Board, people that I know. I've told them what our vision is and what our plan is, and that we plan on within this next year having a full strategic mission that is ready to go, and that will work in collaboration with our community college partners in Patrick Henry and Danville Community College, that we're going to be something that's going to be a magnet to attract industry here and also provide great jobs for people who go through our programs. And I think a limited focus, we're looking at trying to be in a way of applied sciences, engineering, advanced manufacturing, a standalone university, the thing that they contemplated. But this does take time. And what I had asked for was just the time and the confidence to know that I am not a ceremonial figurehead. I took this job not because it is easy, but because it is hard. And I'm ready to do the heavy lifting. Charles, I just got back from Richmond yesterday after 2 days of meetings with the state and the high-level officials in finance, Senate, and House Finance and Appropriations. They made a commitment to us here in Martinsville and Henry County that despite harvests walking away or attempt to walk away, that the state will not, and that we are redoubling our commitment on behalf of the Commonwealth of Virginia in support of New College.
Well, one of the things that was in that mission statement is the $50 million if the state would back it, back it up as well with another $50 million. That hasn't happened either.
And it absolutely has, Charles. Since 2006, the state has met the whole idea and why the state undertook New College's state agency and a public institution was based on the promises made by Harvest. And we have met dollar for dollar the funding that has gone into New College, and we will continue to do so even if Harvest chooses not to. So the state will make up any deficiencies in the short term as we retool New College and make it bigger, better, brighter, and even more fantastic. So, the state is committed to New College. So am I. I know our board members who work very hard and are very good people want to do great things, and we know that we need to do great things right now.
How about the governor? How committed is he?
I've not talked to Terry McAuliffe about that, but I know that he has been committed to trying to rebuild our economy in Southside Virginia. You've seen him down there a whole bunch, touting the jobs that we're bringing into the area slowly but surely. I know that he believes that a secondary education and one that is innovative will be a necessary foundation block to make sure that we have a stable economy that's going to last for generations. And so I would think, without having talked to him, that he's going to support the very quick actions that we take in really making New College something that is unique to the whole college system here in the Commonwealth of Virginia.
All right, now here's another story that a competitor broke, but the story disappeared on the internet, and that was, I believe you and Danny Marshall, I might be correct on this, but tell me if I'm right or wrong, that you guys asked where over $300,000 went to some New College foundation or something like that for the monthly or the yearly rent of the building, and y'all were asking where that money went. Did you ever find out the answer to that?
I can tell you that actually is accurate. What we found out was we were surprised to learn that New College Institute does not, in the state, do not own the building.
Right.
The building, rather, is owned by New College Foundation. And so what we saw when we were starting to break down the numbers of the budget is that we pay over $380,000 a year for rent. That money goes to New College Foundation. We had asked a number of times, 3 or 4 times, what New College Foundation used that money for in terms of what went back in the building, utility, and all these costs. They have so far not given us that answer. I think we are deserving of that answer. I think transparency requires that because that's taxpayer dollars.
Right. So, I mean, that's a big eye-opener. So you're saying that there's a foundation called the New College Foundation, and nobody knows where the money goes?
Nobody knows. Nobody knows where the $380,000 goes. I can tell you that. Not yet. We've not gotten an answer. We got a letter one time that kind of listed some things out generally, but we went through that list and found that we actually funded some of those things that were found on their list.
Who owns
our own general fund expenses that we did through the institute? So I think we're deserving. I think the community is deserving of answers of what happens to that $380,000 a year of state money that is given to a foundation.
Who owns the building?
Owns the building. The foundation.
The foundation. And who is there a board for the foundation?
Yes, I believe there is a board, and not only that, we've been trying to accomplish for a number of years. It looks like at least a couple of years, a memorandum of understanding that is an agreement between the foundation and the New College Institute with regard to the building. And so far, we had our lawyers, which is the Attorney General's office, negotiate that. I believe their attorney negotiated that, and then we, of course, submitted that to them, the foundation, the New College Foundation, for approval, and it was not. They've taken no action on it. I think it's absolutely imperative that we have a memorandum of understanding between our landlord and this institute, especially when it comes to the use of that building.
Right.
Right now it seems that if Patrick Henry Community College wanted to come in and use the High Bay Advanced Manufacturing Center there, that we have that great room that can teach you on advanced manufacturing machines. If they wanted to use that, to use the teaching equipment that's in there, that they'd have to get the permission of New College Foundation or a memorandum of understanding there. Think about it this way, Charles. If someone holds an event there, let's say a convention or an event, it goes through New College Foundation. And any revenues generated from that go through New College Foundation. Do not go through NCI, the Institute.
Right.
So we were finding all of this out, and that is really why the inaction, the really trying to make sure that this is the best education possible down here, and really what's going on in that relationship. And
In
lack of relationship up to this
2006,
point
the
between
Harvest
New College
Foundation
Institute, New
challenged
College Foundation and Harvest. That's the reason why both Delegate Marshall and myself decided that action must be taken, and that's why I decided to be the chairman of NCI's board.
All right. So I guess does Ms. Blevins know anything about the foundation?
Dr. Blevins probably knows. I don't want to speak for Dr. Blevins, but I'm sure she probably knows about the foundation. Well, think about it. Talking about Dr. Blevins, we have a great leader there who was the interim executive director. They've never, over 2 years since William Walker left, they interviewed people. They hired a headhunter at $60,000, I believe is what the cost was. Never did many interviews, which I think of that $60,000 of taxpayer money, it bothers me that was used for that and that we weren't able to really winnow down and find a good candidate.
Right.
Maybe the effort wasn't even there. And so, but they kept Leanna hanging on by a string. So my first action when I became chairman was to make Dr. Blevins, who is a wonderful asset to New College, to make her the permanent director.
Would you say this place has been mismanaged?
I don't know that I'd say that. I think what we do is, look, we were going along really well there when William Wampler was the executive director. Look, we've got a building built on the Baldwin Block. It's a beautiful building. It's a great venue for Martinsville to use, and it's a great educational venue with the most up-to-date technological advances in education right there, ready to go. What happened after that is, I think, some stagnation has occurred and inaction on the part of the board in making decisions.
All right,
So now we're picking up the mantle, and we're going to make those very difficult decisions, but we're going to make NCI great.
Harvest wants to make it a 4-year institution. Is that something that you can accomplish?
Yeah, I think that is. I mean, look, your two options. The branch campus, Harvest really wanted NCI just to become a branch campus of Longwood. I don't know that we agree that that's exactly the best thing to do. And I don't think we just jump on the one option that we have. We have many academic partners in the Commonwealth of Virginia, the University of Virginia, Virginia Tech, George Mason, just to name a few, that I think we can reach into. When it comes to either a stronger affiliation with those institutions, that's one thing where we can offer education like engineering programs. But also I think we're looking at a standalone 4-year institution that is very specific, that is in the healthcare industry or in the advanced manufacturing and engineering industry, and can be responsive to those companies that want to come in, put the roots down in Martinsville and Henry County, and employ our people, because we'll be able to give them not only the trained people and the educated people, but we'll be able to bring a pipeline where those people can come right out of NCI into those great industries that locate here. So
let me ask you this, because for years, one of the biggest criticisms of the Harvest Foundation has been they're just not accountable, and now it looks like that for this issue they're going to push accountability. They're saying we want this to be a 4-year institution, or at least to hear where the future is going to be with this organization before we give up this $26 million. I mean, you have to commend them for that, right?
I don't know if I commend them or not. They made a commitment to New College and to Martinsville and to Henry County in 2006. They committed an amount specific to that. And the request and the requirement was the same as it is now today as it was in 2006 to eventually get there. Those things don't happen overnight. Freestanding universities just don't happen overnight. Affiliations with other universities don't happen overnight. I'll agree that they haven't happened probably in the time frame I've been very frustrated on the board for the past couple of years, and that's why we're taking the action we're taking now, and we're moving swiftly. But I think a commitment's a commitment, and they're basically picking up the football in the middle of the game, and walking off the field. And in spite of that and their decision, I would hope they would reconsider. We want to have a good relationship with them. We want to be good stewards of their money as well as the taxpayers' money. But I think it's counterproductive right at this moment, especially when, with new leadership coming into the board of directors and new people sitting on the board, we have a great opportunity. And I can assure you, Charles, that I'm not just going to sit around. We have a great opportunity to do something quite magnificent for this educational institution, and we're going to do it. And we need them as our partner. So they need to understand that this is not money that will be wasted. And this will be the investment in the future that they've always wanted.
Well, I think the great thing is the public is learning more, and I hope you're able to keep the public informed on this, because I think it's one of the biggest things for the future of Martin Henry County, and I'm hoping you guys will meet in January and start working this out.
I'm bringing them up to Richmond so that they can meet the legislators, the members of the money committees that, and those people in JLARC, the Joint Legislative Audit Review Commission, that I've now gotten them to task with helping me in this transformation process, so that they can see that. We're going to have a press conference there where I think we're going to announce pretty exciting stuff, Charles, that I can't tell you just about now. But even in the short term, you're going to see some real movement on the part of New College that you've not seen before, that's going to benefit our community. We're looking to create an academic village that's going to be your one-stop shop for education, and it's going to be affordable, and we're going to make sure that we're educating our people and keeping them employed. So we've got a lot of exciting things to do. I've told the board they're not going to meet 3 or 4 times a year. We're going to meet every month.
Well, one of the things we do need to find out is who's getting that $380,000.
That is a request that is still outstanding. I hope we have an answer. I'm hopeful that I'm going to sit down with Kimball Reynolds, who heads up the foundation, and try to see what we can do to keep that relationship on a positive line. And
I mean,
I think, Charles, you said the word accountability, but it's also transparency.
Yeah.
The public needs to know exactly what's going on at all times. We'll make sure on our end that occurs. We hope everybody else on their end, while keeping their commitments, does as well.
So my goal this year is to find out where is that $380,000 going every year. Who's getting that money?
Well, I can tell you, Charles, if you can't find out, then nobody can. But if we don't have answers for that, I think then the General Assembly may be in a position to want to step in. And we do those things by resolutions where the House and Senate both agree that we are asking a government agency to find that answer for us, especially when that answer is not forthcoming from the people that we've made. And this is not a one request. We've made request after request after request. We've asked them to appear before the board and just have a conversation with us. So far, they have just basically told us no, for lack of a better phrase.
All right.
They've blown us off.
All right. Well, that's interesting. Thank you so much for your time today.
All right. Thank you, Charles. Merry Christmas to you, my friend.
Merry Christmas. Senator Bill Stanley. And the situation now, the Harvest Foundation is not funding the $26 million in the future, but they say that doesn't mean they're cutting their money off. They just want to know about the future. And it's great to hear from both sides today. I really do think that just hearing what we know today, we possibly have moved this forward. Hopefully, we'll be meeting in January. I'm Charles Work, Star News.
Thanks to your generosity, Marines have delivered Christmas to children in need since 1947.
Welcome home for the holidays. Do you miss home? Do you miss your friends and family?